Advice is like snow. The softer it falls, the longer it dwells upon, and the deeper it sinks into the mind. That's a line from Romantic poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge, but I think it also applies to mentorship as well. Mentorship really is a joyful and meaningful exercise in intergenerational leadership and learning that can foster lifelong success. But why should one seek out a mentor or a mentee? And what does effective mentorship consist of in the first place? That is the subject of our session today. Joys of Mentorship, a workshop for leaders and up-and-comers, is part of our leadership sequence in Career Month 2023. We are joined today by Stephen Chen, who is MBA class of 2022. He is a consultant with the Boston Consulting Group who has pursued a career in biotechnology, including a PhD in biology at the Scripps Research Institute. And his work journey involves holding positions at global biotech companies such as Illumina, Celgene, and Ivite. And we're going to learn more about mentorship in the healthcare industry. We are joined as well by Raju Paulose at Spotlight. He is the CFO at Dental Views, a senior business leader with 20 plus years of experience. He presently serves as that CFO at Dental Views and previously as a CFO at Avatar Healthcare Inc., with significant domain experience in healthcare, finance, banking, and technology. Finally, our third panelist is Peter. Where are you? Where are you in my gallery? There you are. At Spotlight. Peter Yang, fellow member of the MBA class of 2022 from Chicago Booth. He is a director of risk consulting services at KPMG US with a focus on internal controls and management advisory. He's a recent graduate from Chicago Booth's executive MBA program, and he's passionate about coaching and mentoring young professionals. As a first-generation immigrant, he tells me, he really credits his several mentors with pushing and encouraging him to succeed in today's dynamic environments. He believes that students and young professionals who have good mentors have a greater chance of being successful in their careers. We will hear from them first. I'm going to turn things over to my colleague in UChicago Alumni Career Development, Natalie Orstein, who will help coordinate our breakout session, and she has some small instructions for us as we prepare for that.
Yeah, hey everyone, welcome. I'm going to be sorting you all into breakout rooms while the beginning part of our conversation happens. So first one, if you can make sure that your name is correct in your chat and that you add, if you answered to being a mentor or a mentee, change that in your name. It will help us with sorting and figuring out who goes where. Once you enter those breakout rooms, if you have any issues, if someone has to leave halfway through and you want to pop back out and join another breakout room, totally fine. We will sort you out, so no worries. But thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much. And without further ado, I will turn things over to Stephen Chen to help contextualize what mentorship is and explore the concept with us.
Great. Thank you, Josh, Natalie. Without all of your hard work to set up this event, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you. Hi, everyone. It's good to see y'all. My name is Stephen, and with me here are Peter and Raju. We all graduated last year from the Chicago Booth EMBA program, and we're very happy here today to talk to you all about mentorship. Great mentors shape our lives. We all know them, and I'm taking this opportunity to give some screen time to the mentors that have made an impact in my life. I come from an academic background. It's a very different world, and mentorship is very much embedded in the learning and transfer of knowledge that goes on there. But even after I left academia, I found great mentors throughout my career journey who took time out of their days, busy lives, to guide me along in my career. I would not be here or where I am today without these mentors. And so we like to take this opportunity to share more of that wonderful experience with everyone here and to help connect you with mentors who can help. Also, to the mentors that are here on the call, a big thank you. Please know that we're all very grateful to you, and we really appreciate you sharing with us your time and insights. So just 2 quick slides to help set the stage for the mentorship sessions that will happen during this call and also to follow after this call. One of the questions that you might ask is, why mentorship? Why should I get guidance? What can I get out of it? And we have 5 thoughts that we want to share. These are 5 things to keep in mind, to look out for as you engage in mentorship. And we believe this can really help you. The first is for you to become a better leader and a better team member in your career at work. Something else, the second area is to improve your interpersonal effectiveness and how you work with others. A third area is gaining insights into your own strengths and also areas where you can work on. A fourth is making successful changes in your lives. And then the last one is also touching on all the previous areas, really building self-confidence in your own personal career journey. Another question you might be asking in looking for mentorship and guidance is, what makes up good guidance? What does it take for me to get the most out of a mentorship relationship? And here we're pulling material from Renee Sonnenfeld, who's one of our mentors and a professional coach. And there's really 3 elements that goes into good guidance. The first one is trust. The second one is insight. And the third one is commitment. And I'll go briefly into each of these for this event. Specifically for this event, we're all here as part of the University of Chicago community. So we're all family. We all know each other, at least for now, by name. And behind the scenes, we're matching you to motivated mentors that are willing to offer their time and their expertise and experience to help you. And they come from a broad range of experiences and have a lot to offer. And also we're connecting you where you are in your homes or offices over Zoom. So this is a great way to meet someone virtually in a place that's convenient to you. On the second point about insights, this is really a chance for you to share your personal situations and the challenges and ask questions about topics that matter to you. Part of this is bringing the burning questions and really opening up to say, hey, I'm looking for help. Here's why I am. Please help. On the other side, for the mentors, you know that you bring so much experience. You've probably gone through these situations. You've helped many others. And you've also learned a lot through your own personal journey. So with those 2 elements, that's where real insight can be gained into saying, hey, maybe this is how I can think about things differently, or here's some specific actions that I can take to address the challenges that I'm facing right now. And then to the last point, commitment, specifically for this event, we have your participation. We know who's interested in being a mentor, who's interested in being a mentee. So we've matched you up right now based on that interest and willingness to engage. We are also committed as part of this event to match you and find the right connections for you. So I believe as of last week, we actually have more interest in the mentee side are folks that have burning questions, they're mentors. So we've done our best, thanks again, Josh, Natalie, to match mentors and mentees in this second half of this webinar. But we will follow up with those of you that haven't had matches and to match you with mentors after this event. So that's our commitment to you. And hopefully you'll find this helpful, and maybe you'll look to seek out follow-up mentorship sessions. We do ask that this is a experiment where we're trying to foster more mentorship amongst the UChicago community. And we would love to get feedback. How well did the mentorship session go? What other questions you have? What you wish you could, what questions you wish you could ask? Who you like to talk to? Who you like to meet? Love to follow up and get more feedback so we can tune and better help folks make these meaningful connections. So please look out for a follow-up survey after this event. I think at this point, we've allocated some time to Q&A. This is open session. So I will open up the floor to see if anyone has any questions.
Hey, Stephen, thank you so much for going through really your own career journey and the role that mentorship has played. I know you mentioned that your background is in academia. Same.
Yeah, yes.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, exactly. But I was wondering if you might be able to, describe some of the nuances and differences between, say, academic advisor, thesis advisor, or even an employer and a mentor.
Right. I believe mentors come from, they come from anywhere throughout your career and your life journey. So in academia, and specifically in research, there are investigators that you work with on a daily basis to push through you're unlocking the latest frontiers of knowledge. You're pushing the edge of science. You're doing novel experiments, and you work with that investigator on a daily basis. And the model there is they've been doing research for a lifetime, and then they pass on that knowledge to you as you do your own experiments, as you think about how to tackle a really challenging problem. They give you that feedback, they give you that guidance along the way. So in academia, and also we all know, we all went through school, that's what professors do on a daily basis. They take the best knowledge they have and they pass it on to you in a classroom setting. So a lot of this idea is also started with that experience of, hey, there are folks that dedicate their lives to teaching, to sharing knowledge, and they seem to really enjoy it. So can we find ways to make that connection in more of the everyday life? Which, to your second point, is as I go into industry, the folks I work with is a bit more, there's more folks I work with. There's different reporting lines, there's different stakeholders. But then at the same time, even at those companies, there are folks that you will see that are interested in helping others. That are not your direct manager, but someone that say, hey, if you need some time to chat, happy to chat about, are you interested in learning more about the biopharma industry? Where do you fit there? Where do you fit in the company? Are there any work that you like to do? These are the mentorship opportunities that are also out there in your career journey. And we're also trying to create a few more here in this event that really help shape. I remember having conversations where, I'm really passionate about synthetic biology. This is back in mid 2010s. but I can't really find composition. Should I like stick around and really look for something? And I got great guidance on, yeah, it's not very mature, maybe think twice. And then I thought really hard and I was like, okay, fine. And I made a pivot and went on to work at other very interesting, exciting companies in the biotech space. So it's these kind of conversations where it takes both sides. You have to reach out with a question and then finding the right mentors to give you that right feedback. That's where the real change and insight happens.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Another question came in that dovetails also with one submitted in advance. When we signed up for this event, right? There was a drop-down option to select, yes, I'd like to participate in a breakout session as a mentor or as a mentee. And natural reaction would be either an existential crisis, am I a mentee or a mentor? Or false dichotomy. Can you really be either a mentee or a mentor? So I want to open up to Stephen, Raju, and Peter for your perspectives on how do you make the jump from mentee to mentor? We have a nice conversation going in the chat with Emily and Ajay there.
I think I'll just kick off very briefly. I talk a lot in the last question. I think Ajay hit the nail on the head there. You can be both. There's different areas where you know a lot, and if you enjoy helping others, and I hope everyone does, you can certainly be a mentor. And there are also areas where you can also say, hey, I need a little help or advice. So I think Ajay, you really answered the question well there. I'll turn it to Peter and Raju in case if you have any experiences you'd like to share.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can probably just chime in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I guess it really go along with your career journey, right? I mean, just share my experience. I've been with like 2 of the big 4 accounting firms, but always on the advisory side. So at the beginning, right? I mean, I was just like, a consultant at the beginning. Looking for a mentor definitely helped my whole career journey, right? So I know a lot of companies have kind of like I would say we call the performance manager structure. Those performance managers usually just evaluate your performance, right? They don't really provide like a clear career path for you. So that time I actually found a mentor, a partner, a senior partner at one of the firms, and kind of give me the direction, what I need to do, right? As I mentioned, like I was a first, like first generation immigrant, right? So, I'm Asian, I don't know, like, I know like most people know Asians are kind of shy. They don't like to speak up, right? So got those, advice really from the, the senior partner, really helped me kind of shape my my thoughts and kind of like help my career progress, right? So then later on, now I'm actually a director, right? So now people, the new consultants, they look for mentors. They actually come to me. I guess as long as you have that experience you can share, as long as you are willing to share, you can definitely change from a mentee to a mentor. I'm not saying like I have, a lot of experience. I'm still a mentee. I still talk to like several senior people, to help me grow my career. So definitely, at least for now, because I know more about how I got from a consultant to a director, I can definitely help out, the younger generation, consultants. So.
Thank you, Peter. So in my experience, I'm a mentor at the same time I'm a mentee too. So depending on where you are in your journey. So what I've seen very helpful is reach out to if you're working in an organization, there are so many opportunities to do the mentorship. And at the same time to receive guidance as a mentee. So put yourself into some of the places where there are opportunities that opens up the path. Even if you are not, if you are a mentee and you may not be thinking you are ready for mentorship, but there will be opportunities coming along your way, asking for your guidance. So that sometimes it's a natural course to kind of get started on that path.
I think that's a very helpful way to frame it. I'll ask one more question so we can really maximize our breakout time. But one sort of very pragmatic question that comes up in the space is, how do you navigate or determine what tangible outcomes you might want from a mentor-mentee relationship from either side, and therefore what sort of time commitment should you make?
Yeah,
that could be for all three of you.
Yeah. I have a few thoughts. I can kick that off. I think the two parts to that. One is being specific is always helpful. You have your own personal career journey so far, your own situation and your own challenge to tackle. So as much as you can share and just ask, well, is it considering a different career, or is it how do I work with someone that's in this situation more effectively? These are specific questions that's unique to you that you can bring and find and then get specific advice. That's one thought. Well, what's the second part? There was a second part of that question.
About outcomes and therefore time commitment.
Time commitment.
Yeah.
We've done a few of these connections before, and the commitments really, it's on both sides. It's do you feel that the conversation is helpful? And then also I like to suggest for the mentors that may have time, and we'll get surveys, would folks be interested in talking with them more to have a bit more of a closer touch through these situations? Yeah, let's say I'm having a difficult conversation today. I have some suggestions, let's chat. And then assuming the mentor has time, maybe touch base in a week or two and say, hey, how did it go? Did the situation resolve? That's great. And maybe not chat. Or, hey, it's still an ongoing situation. Things are improving. But if you have time, here's kind of what happened. So maybe just keep that in mind. And we'll reach out to gauge interest. But maybe keep that in mind of, are there topics where you just want an answer today versus, hey, it's a more complicated situation. It's a longer negotiation, or it's a long process of looking at your career field. Here's kind of thoughts I would like to have folks to talk to on a more regular basis or more frequent interval. And then we'll see what we can do to match you to the right folks. So a couple of thoughts there.
Yeah, definitely agree with Stephen. I'll say, this mentorship relationship is a long-term relationship, right? And also I found out a good mentor is actually the people who actually follow up with you. Even I know you get, when you go and talk to senior people, you always get really good knowledge, good advice, right? But how can they turn into reality, right? So I think a good mentor will actually lay out a plan for you and kind of maybe follow up after 2 or 3 months and see your progress. I found out that's really helpful because one of my mentors kind of keep checking on me, how are you doing? Did you do the items that we discussed last time? That's really helpful to me. Yeah, that kind of pushed me, to move forward. Yeah.
This is chime in there. I always found it very useful and productive when you're very honest about the outcomes where you want to get to with the mentor, explain the situations where you are in, where you want to get to, what's the journey looks like, and ask for advice. How did you get through the similar situations? And I feel the relations are not always one-sided. It's not always advice, taking advice. It's all sometimes about communicating both ways. Sometimes you can ask for a helping hand. Do you need help with something, or pick up some points from the conversation and see if they need some guidance. So it's sometimes proven both ways. That's all I have to add. Thanks.
I want to thank the three of you so much for this really just meaningful conversation. Before we go into the breakout rooms, I do want to make a few announcements. I want to encourage everyone to continue joining us for more Career Month, including especially our capstone event, a UChicago networking night, which is kind of like this, also a session guided by breakout rooms and direct interaction as we put some of the ideas that have unfolded over the past few weeks into practice. And then I also want to encourage everyone to sign up for the UChicago Alumni Career Programs newsletter for the latest updates, resources, and stories of alumni across different fields. It deploys twice a month, 0 spam. And I'm dropping those links in the chat there. So we hope to see you online again soon. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Natalie as she arranges our sessions.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I'm going to open up the breakout rooms now. Like I said before, if you have to leave early, no worries. We know sometimes Fridays can get busy with finishing everything up. So you can hop back into the main session and we can reassign you or say goodbye for now. But thank you all for being here.